Hello, everyone. It's Eric Taylor from Tailored to You Coaching, your relationship coach, and a lot of other things. Life coach, overcome coach, helping people who are sick, coaching kids, teaching them rhymes and monologues for acting, for self-esteem and confidence. But it's all about helping you with relationships and astrology. So now I'm going to break down who is Pisces, some famous Pisces, and who they should get with in relationships for real meaningful love and marriage. So the Pisces, do you know? Okay, Pisces, February 25th, we're not talking cusp today, February 25th to March 18th. The Pisces is ruled by the 12th house, which, confusing, but controls frustrations, limitations, hidden desires, dreams, stuff like that. It's mutable, very flexible sign, right? That quadrant of the mutable signs, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius. Pisces is mutable water, right? The fish going in two different directions. That's the Pisces. Now, the Pisces is, like I said, the 12th house, so it's the last sign. So a lot of times, what's kind of funny about them, they will be sort of like the grandmother or the grandfather, okay? Pisces, they definitely have their ways about them. Extremely sensitive, compassionate, intuitive, dedicated, loyal. They are some very faithful people. They are extremely good friends. You have a Pisces as a friend. And what's so great about Pisces, they kind of get it. They are unconditional true love. You have a Pisces as a friend, they will get you the right birthday gift with, thought to it. They, sometimes can come across as aloof or daydreamy or a little lazy, but that's not the case. They're just kind of, in their own head. Those water signs, man, they sometimes go into their own little place that people wonder about and like, what are they doing? What's up with them? So I think some of the negative things about Pisces is that they are too sensitive, right? They can't always take a joke. They are always telling you how to live your life and what you should do and give you this advice. Sometimes, even though they're mutable, they're not flexible in their opinions because they're very idealistic sometimes. They're quick to learn, though, and they can adjust, but the men, and we'll get back into that with relationships, but the men can be very stoic, right? They are the type to, their heart's broken, they'll make you a mixtape. Back in the days with the audio tapes, they'll make a mixtape. They're poets, they're great writers, songwriters, they're good for marketing, for careers, marketing, lawyers, actors, writers, good at communication. Pisces. So, when you're dealing with a Pisces, and obviously there's Pisces 1, 2, and 3. So Pisces 1 is February 25th, I believe, to March 2nd. Then Pisces 2, March 3rd to the 11th or 10th. And then Pisces 3, later on in the sign, heading towards Aries, right? Pisces going up to the 18th, from the 11th to the 18th, Pisces 3. So I think the thing about Pisces that sometimes they don't really get about themselves is how others see them or perceive them. Because they're so in their own head, they don't necessarily always care. Very funny men and women, just, kind of secret comedians, right? We talk about the famous people as, go to that forward, look at Shaquille O'Neal, right? Very funny. He's a basketball player. You see him on TNT and all that stuff. But they just have a way, a look in their eyes and a communication skill that most don't have. For artists, right? Erykah Badu, Method Man, great performers, great writers, great kind of flair and talent. That is definitely the Pisces. They do need to stay away from alcohol and drugs. All water signs, but definitely Pisces, very prone to addiction. I know some Pisces, I've seen it firsthand. It can be a little rough for the Pisces, But that's why you have me as a relationship coach and a life coach to guide you through that. So the Pisces overall, being the grandma and grandpa that they are, a lot of fun, good friends, very protective of their friends and their emotions, and they have your back. You don't have to worry about, Pisces don't normally cheat, and you need to know what their chart is, their Mars and their Venus, their moon, right? That Pisces moon is very creative, and it's their true inner self, very sensitive, but that Pisces and Mars, right, is sort of the sex. Oh, and the erogenous zone, speaking of sex. Pisces, they don't like flings and just, sleeping with multiple partners quickly. They're more for a deep connection. Pisces love to be in love and fall in love. Sometimes they can choose the wrong mates, okay? But when they're done with somebody, the women, this is the difference. When the women are done, they're like, later, dude, they're out. The men, they kind of get attached a little more, hold on. They are the ones that want to write those love letters and stuff. That's just what it is. And if you disagree, that's cool. You can write in the comments below, subscribe to the Tailored to You coaching page. If you want to ask questions or hit me up at tailoredtoyoucoaching@gmail.com. And I will get back to you. I'm getting ready to start my podcast in 2019 and breaking down, everything with all of my coaching, from relationships to overcome coaching for people who are sick and chronic illness and just all that stuff. So check out for that. That'll be coming soon. You'll have information at, in my YouTube page. On Instagram, IG, it's Tailored to You Coaching. On Twitter, it's Tailored to C. But the Pisces is definitely someone, as a friend, spouse, they're good to have in your life. Good for giving advice. They're good at listening. They like to talk more than they listen. Sometimes they'll over-talk you. And like I said, being that grandma or grandpa, they will definitely, oh, you should do this, or maybe you should do that. But very good sense of humor. They don't take themselves too seriously when they're talking about themselves in their comedy, but they don't like if you joke or snap on them, right? They're not down for the dozens and all that stuff. But so we'll break down some more stuff. We'll talk about the famous people, and then we're going to get to the relationships. Who is good for Pisces? Do you know? Huh? I'll tell you who's good for Pisces. All right? So let's continue to have some fun with the Pisces, okay? The fish, and talk about some famous people, the famous Pisces. And I'm not talking about those on the cusp, so don't talk about Steve Jobs or Rihanna, people like that. They're on the cusp, Kurt Cobain. I'm talking about, and do you know when it starts? Because there's the week of the cusp. A lot of people don't know this, right? But that's why you have Eric Taylor here for you, to let you know. Helping you out with these relationships, but breaking it down just a little bit more thorough and deeper. So we're talking February 25th until March 18th. That is the official spectrum of Pisces. So some famous Pisces, you've got, oh my gosh, you got to start with Albert Einstein, right? The brain, Albert, Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen Curry. And maybe that's why Shaq and Kobe banged heads, but then they made up, Virgos, Pisces, opposites attract, and this and that or whatever. I think you've got Carrie Underwood. You've got Erykah Badu, Bad Bunny. That's funny. You got My Bunny. You have Alana Taylor from Quench Naturel. You'll learn about her soon. Smokey Fontaine from TV One and Apple and all these different things. Bob Brenly. You have, I told you about Stephen Curry. Wow, hey, that's as big as it gets right now. You have Carrie Underwood. You have Marshall Faulk, right? Hall of Fame running back. There are a lot of Pisces that are fascinating, right? When you start to study them and think about them. But just know, with their emotions, their sensitivity, the men, which will, talk mostly about how the differences of the gender goes. The men pretend to be more stoic and together, and then, they have their emotions. Now, all water signs, they can be a little what do you want to say? Prone to addiction. Okay? You have to be mindful of that when we're talking about love and dating them. But they have creativity and the sensitivity and intuitive and smart. So that's just some of the famous ones. And then we'll get back into breaking down who Pisces should be getting together with for marriage. Okay? For love. Forever. That's what you really want to know, right? I mean, it would make sense to me. Those silly Pisces. All right, Pisces. So we just talked about the famous people, right? Like METHOD, man. Not the cuspy people. We're just dealing with the Pisces who are in that time of February 25th to March 18th. So when we talk about relationships, Pisces are definitely flirts. They like to flirt, the women, the men, eye contact, smiles, communication. For Pisces, they sometimes, their color is like sea green. Forgot the gemstone. Doesn't really matter, right? But the Pisces, they do have issues sometimes with their feet. And at the same time, for health reasons, ankles, heels. But at the same time, what's fascinating, the erogenous zone is around the ankle, a little bit of the feet, but the calves. So, just a little FYI. The Pisces men, not like they should date different people. Two Pisces, no. Too much sensitivity. Now, Pisces is also, I told you, the water sign, mutable, 12th house, but it's also the last of the astrological chart. So they it's their last time here. They have a little bit of all the signs in them, so they can get along with everyone. But they're poor judges of who they should marry or date or fall in love with. They don't always pick the right people. Okay? So I can help you with that as a relationship coach. I know them very well, but I also I know all the signs, can help you with that. Pisces tend to be attracted to people who are artistic, who can stimulate their mind, verbally challenge them. They love language, right? They love people who are artistic, compassionate. They're compassionate. They want someone, not only are they idealistic, but they are like humanitarians, right? They see the world should be in a certain order. They've got really good hearts, charitable. I think for Pisces, you start to look at the other water signs. Cancer and Scorpio can work, okay? Water and water, but sometimes too much water, you're drowning. Ugh, emotional love, right? So get that water, right? They like to be outdoors, right? But they also love to travel. The best thing is for Pisces to be with someone like a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. That is something that really works well for Pisces. They can work with Aquarius, some of the other fire signs don't work too good with Sag, Gemini. I would say that the best thing is that the Pisces, being that water and sensitive the way they are, that they stay with earth or water. Okay? Now that opposite, your opposite sign, the Virgo, they can bang heads and argue, but the relationship and the harmony of opposites, right? For the opposite of, and you have like Gemini, Sag, Aries, Libra, but the opposite of Virgo and Pisces, out of all the opposite love signs, that is the easiest. It works. Because the Virgo, they kind of get the Pisces. They give good advice. They're more careful with their money. They're also humanitarian. They're more business-like. Even though they can be artistic, the Virgos are good talkers, communicators, writers, but they're very giving. The Pisces want to feel loved, and they also need to feel trust, okay? So just remember, if you're a Pisces or you want to marry or date a Pisces, It's communication, it's compassion, idealism, humanitarianism, you know what I mean? Kind-hearted, loyal. Loyalty is important. Pisces will throw you out. They'll kick you out. They're not going to play. Okay? There's no cheating on Pisces. So just, they're good to get along with. But you got to remember, you're definitely dealing with the grandma, grandpa. And the Pisces men, if their heart is broken, they can be a mess. But they're such good guys. Little too stoic sometimes, but they're just good, solid men, hardworking, intelligent. I mean, they could have any type of career, and then all of a sudden you'll find that they write poetry and play guitar, So it's the great thing about them is that no matter what they do, from being a lawyer, Wall Street, they'll still find an outlet for their creative side. And you have to let them do that. You have to let them express themselves and be creative, right? We all have some sort of creativity in us, and you just have to find what it is. But Pisces, they have to trust their intuition, extremely intuitive. Daydream, but they get dreams too, and they have to listen to them, write them down. Okay? Keep a dream book, Pisces. So that's it. Tailored to You coaching, the relationship coach for you. I can break it down for you cuspy people, any sign. I always love to sprinkle in God first before the astrology, faith. My Elevators to Marriage program, I have you go through a lot of things, 9 floors for you to get prepared and ready for marriage. Hit me up, tailoredtoyoucoaching@gmail.com. You can check me out at facebook.com/tailoredtoyoucoaching. And we can get it going, Pisces. And I wish you well in love, divine providence, and, keep that water flowing. And for you who are trying to find or fall in love with a Pisces, just be honest, truthful. They don't like liars, and communicate. Pisces, get you a good Virgo, good Taurus, Cancer. You'll be okay. All right? Eric Taylor, Tailored to You Coaching.